Welcome back, Vintage RC fans. We are finishing up the Street Weapon series today. Going to film video 3 on racing the Street Weapon. I'm under the gun here. The race is tomorrow. We went to the track, the warm-up race last week, learned the new layout. I didn't even run the Street Weapon. I actually ran my CRC F1 car. My son ran his CRC on-road car in the World GT class. So we kind of know the layout, and I just didn't have time to finish up the weapon. I also realized something. We were going to be running the weapon with the Trinity X Factor motor. That would have been nice. But I learned that for this trophy race coming up, they are using the Gravity RC, sorry, it's tied to a speed control right now, the USGT spec motor. It's fixed timing, 21.5. Everybody runs this motor in USGT, so I have to run this motor, which is a bummer because, you know, I'm at a bit of a disadvantage with the 3-belt layout. It's just not as efficient as today's cars, so I was hoping to at least use the best equipment I possibly could, and now we're all locked into this motor, so it's okay. It should be good still. The car is competitive as far as handling, and it should carry me through. So, got a lot to build. As I said, it is like, boy, 9:30 the night before. It's a Saturday race, so I'll walk you through some of the steps on the bench here as we go, and we'll go to the track tomorrow, all in the same video. Okay, so a couple mods going into the Street Weapon for this event. Haven't run it since the last video where we took it down to Ohio, it's actually Bowling Green, not Toledo, but took it down to that track, so the trophy race at the same track. A couple mods that we're doing to the car here. The servo, upgraded that. Before I had a JR 8450. Good servo, pretty fast, but kind of older, and I had one of those breakaway gears in the drivetrain of the servo that, boy, they just are really brittle now, so pretty unreliable. So low profile servo. This is the Spectrum 6240, pretty common these days. A lot of people are running these. It'll give me, being a low profile servo, will actually give me room to tuck some of the wires back here, the servo wire, the motor leads, the motor sensor wire, all will tuck in nice under the carbon brace that we made. Look really nice on this build. The USGT stock motor, as we mentioned, the race this weekend is a spec motor race. Everybody has to run this USGT motor, so we'll see. I mean, it's a fresh motor, it's never been run. I'll have a good shot at getting the most power I can get out of it. It's no X Factor. It's too bad. I was really looking forward to running this, especially with the color and just the whole look of it was so cool in the weapon. But oh well, I will run it. You know, at a club race, you can run whatever you want. So maybe we'll get out there and run that at some point and see exactly what the difference is. I'm sure it's more RPM and more torque and just everything. But we'll see. This is a fixed timing spec motor that we have to run USGT. So those are some of the mods so far. Everything else is about like we built it before. I am going to be putting in a thinner shorty lipo down into here. I have to cut a slot in the chassis. I want to tape it in all around the chassis there, so I have to be able to run tape down in that seam there. So I'm gonna actually use my Dremel and cut a slot right in the corner here so I can run tape down that edge and wrap it around the back side of the chassis and really lock that battery in. So that's the next project. Stay tuned. Alright guys, we have all of the electronics mounted up. Got everything situated on the chassis as low as possible. That's an Orion R10.1 speed control. We've got the servo we discussed earlier, Airtronics receiver. Got all of the wires tucked under the brace that we made to keep things a little tidy. Everything's looking pretty good. Switch it on here. Let's make sure we're all good. Turn the radio on. Should go blinky. Give it a little throw. Yep, we are blinky mode, which is good. That's also a requirement of this race. We have to be the USGT motor and blinky speed control, which means no timing in the speed control, and of course the motor's fixed timing also. So that's what it takes to be legal in this class. So everything mounted up pretty well, really low profile, really clean build. I like it. I think I may. This fan's a little overkill for that speed control with a 21.5 in it. It's not even going to get warm. I may extend the wires to this and mount this fan over on the motor heatsink, just so we can give it a little more gear if we have to, which, as you remember from the first video of the Street Weapon series, the biggest problem we had was heat and being able to gear it high enough to run it on the straight, to keep up on the straights with everybody else. So that's the setup. The next segment's going to be from the track. We'll see you at the trophy race. Alright guys, so we made it to the track here in Bowling Green. It's race day, Saturday. Got a little practice going on. And it's pretty full pits. Got some VTA cars running around. There's, of course, USGT class that we're going to run. There's a World GT class, which is 10th pan rubber tire, 12 scale foam tire, and 12 scale GT, which is GT body 12 scales. But we'll show you a little bit of everything today, and we'll head over to the pits. And I'm trying to bring the car up to weight. Turns out the weight for the class is 1380. My car's weighing in at 1320, so go over to the pits and work on the car. Alright, here at the pits, got the Street Weapon set up, looking to get some weight in it. So as I mentioned, car coming in at 1320, needs to be 1380. Gotta stick some lead weight here. I'm gonna put it under the battery, keep it low, and I needed some more weight on that side of the car anyway. So just gluing these little cubes in place and get up to weight and go practice with it, see how it feels. Okay guys, we're getting ready to run the first round of qualifying. Car's set to go. They are teching for battery voltage and overall weight and ride height on the cars, and should be good to meet all those specs. That's the pit area there. We'll get you some race footage in just a moment.
And Garvin, and Vaughn, and Chase, and Davis. 25 up to this race. This is race 12. 13, you're up next. 12 scale. Heat number 1. 12 scale, 17.5.
Okay guys, so we're back from Bowling Green. Ran the car at the trophy race there. Really cool. I mean, just lots of compliments. People just thought it was so great. Like, didn't know what body this was. This body is actually a really old Parma Ford GT, but just did a lot of paint work to it. The rear end is just gorgeous. Just a lot of compliments on the body. So many people are running the new Ford GT body, the Protoform one, which may have been an advantage. This body's actually a little heavy, as we learned in this race series. We had to weigh the body too. It had to be 95 grams or heavier. This body's like 120, but it's well worth it. Just gorgeous. So a lot of compliments on that. Compliments on how the car handled, and it did handle well. Unfortunately, it didn't perform as well as I hoped. We were fighting gearing again. Started out 52 tooth pinion, ended up all the way up to a 59. Mid round, I added the fan. If you see, when I turn the speed control on, the fan's just wired right off the speed control. It's actually the fan for the speed control, but running a 21.5 spec motor, the speed control is not going to get that hot. So instead, we dedicated the fan to the motor so we could gear it to the ceiling, and that's exactly what I did. So that worked out. That dropped and allowed me to keep gearing up and up, but turn that back off. Actually went to, as we saw previously, went to the Spectrum servo. That was nice. That response time was even better than the servo I was running. Overall, really cool. Same reactions at the track. Just, you know, some people saying, what is that? Some people saying, is that a street weapon? Met some cool guys from the, what are they, from Cincinnati. Were really fast. So, but they were loving it. So, really cool. Fun to race. I really, I think I need to, you know, get a little more current car. I think the 2-belt layout would just be more efficient, and I just couldn't get the top speed, couldn't get the speed through the corners that everybody else had, but fun to drive. You saw from the video footage, the car looks railed. It was awesome. Really fun project. I still love the street weapon. Great platform. Really fun to run vintage cars against current cars. So we'll keep doing it. I'm at like 498 subscribers, guys. So 500 subscribers is what it's going to take for me to do the next. I think we'll do the next review. And we did the JRX2 already, so why not go to the Pro? So stay tuned. We're going to do a Pro review when we hit 500 subscribers. Make sure to like and subscribe and get us there. Thanks for watching. It's been a ball. The series is over with the street weapon for now, but we'll race some other touring cars soon too. Stay tuned. Says like and subscribe. Thanks for all the new subscribers. You guys are great. Thanks for coming on the ride.